Hey guys, Ben with Snarky Sayings. Hey, today we're going to go ahead and show you how to put together our new Ork Corner ruin. This is part of our new Ork terrain line. So we're going to show you how to put it together and also just kind of highlight a few things about it to make it work, make it functional in both competitive and casual. So here it is put together. It is 2 stories. It's 6 wide and by 6 wide again, and then it is 8 inches tall. Like I said, it is 2 stories. The doors on this are actually removable. You can see where you could pop them out. So if you wanted to add in a door, same for the windows. They actually have tabs added into them. So instead of having it blank with the cutout for the window just to show that it's there, you could actually pop this out if you wanted to. You can also pop it out, hang on to the piece, and glue it back in if you wanted to. But to start with, so I'm going to go ahead and show you. Here it is actually packaged up. This is how you'll actually receive it. It'll have a piece of a paper in the back that'll actually show you our QR code and how you would go ahead and take you to a link to this video. So here is what I recommend, which is super glue with an Insta-Set. This is actually from Bob Smith Industries. You can also use PVA glue or wood glue. This is just to make it a little bit faster, and it works just as well. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this guy open for you. So inside of here, we've got our different parts and pieces. These are the parts we glue onto the outside, and they actually just really kind of add a little bit of flair. There's 2 rail pieces. They go ahead and go on the top floor. You can kind of see them right here. And they actually help hide some of the pieces that are on the back side of this, just to hide where some joints are at. And we do actually comes with a little moon on there. You can not add it in, you can add it in how you want to do it. So we've got our 2 sides. You'll notice that it's got the etching spots for the doors and for the windows. That's what will actually, that helps you align everything up. And so we'll actually start with these 2 side pieces. And then you notice it'll go together just like that. But we'll start with, we're going to go ahead and glue some of the parts on the outside. So this just makes it easier as we go along. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece. I'm not going to include the sun if I would, or the pardon me, not the sun, the moon. If I wanted to, I would probably go ahead and just paint. I'd prime this first and then glue these on, or you can brush it down. It doesn't really matter. It's however you want to do it. So just like that. You don't have to use kicker, it just makes it go a little bit faster once this thing starts to set up. There we go. Here's one of our doors, and both the doors for our palisade are the exact same size, so if you wanted to and you wanted to hang on to a door, you could. You could use them for this. And like I said, you can see the little tabs down here. You can just pop this out if you wanted to. Oops, grabbed the wrong window here. So there are 4 of these little windows that go on here that kind of surround the where the window cutouts are at. They are different from each other. So if you were going to, when you put one of these together, you just make sure you grab the correct one. There is a slight difference on each one just to kind of make it more orky. We didn't want to make it too uniform. So you would just, you'll line it up for the correct one, throw it on there. So now we got our little orc skull. And like I said, you can, if you notice, he only goes one way to match up with stuff. So I gave him a little bit of a mustache and a mouth there. So let's go ahead and add him on. Okay, that is those parts. I've got one more piece here. And this actually fits right here, and then when you line up the corner, you'll notice it's got, this helps kind of cover that up a little bit. So we'll add that on real fast. Okay, I'm going to set that off to the side for right now. I'm going to go ahead and get out my other piece. I'm going to make sure I get the right window this time. Okay. So we've got our next piece that goes here. So this piece will go right there. And one of the nice things about working with MDF is that it really sucks up paint and glues really well. And even with the etching on here, if you wanted to, you could cover it well enough that you could make it really any way you want. We kind of designed this to have both an appearance that you could use to make with both wood, or you could make it into a rusted steel or iron look to it. That way it gives you a little bit of option here. I missed a window here, so I'm going to glue that onto the other piece before I forget. Just goes right there. Happy little windows. Alright, so last piece on this is this guy. Kind of looks like orc teeth, but I like adding that one in. Get a little more flair. Okay, so we've got both sets of our side pieces. And the next thing we're going to do with those is, and it doesn't matter which one you can use either side to start with. I'm just going to start with this side. So where this edge is at right here, that tells us that, hey, this is our, this is where it's going to actually make the corner. So either corner, either of the levels, doesn't matter. They're both work just as easily on either side, but they will set in just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and add a bead of glue. The side that's going to touch in, and I'm going to add just a little bit to the top. Make it a little bit easier on myself and give myself a little more purchase as I'm gluing this. So we'll hit that there, and I'm going to actually not hit it with Kicker yet, just because I want to have a little bit of extra time as I adjust the next level in there, just to make it a little bit stronger with our bond. So now that we've got that, this will fit together just like that and then flip in. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bead up glue on every surface that I'm going to go ahead and be touching. So there, all the way across. Same there, here. A little more there, just to give ourselves a good solid bond. Okay. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and just move these into position. Now that these are in position here, I could go ahead and, if I was going to use, like, say, rubber bands or wood glue, I could press it. The nice thing is with using super glue like this, so we're just going to hit it with Kicker. I'm going to liberally apply this a little bit. And that will give us a solid bond to it. Alright, so now that we've got that, we're going to go ahead and bring over our bottom floor. And it's going to set just like this. The nice part about these work pieces is, for a lot of them, they really only have one way that they can go, so you can't really mess it up. Alright, make sure I can see what I'm doing here. So I'm going to just glue the bottom now. So you just need to really just hit the bottom of this. You can add a little bit extra glue to the tabs if you want to, just to strengthen it up. A lot of my terrain goes into tubs because we have so many sets of terrain, so I like to have mine really strong because I travel with it and take it to different tournaments. And that is one of the other nice things about MDF, is that it is super durable. It sets in storage. I mean, you can have it get really hot, not have to worry about, like, different plastics melting or anything, or warpage. And once you put paint on it, it's never really going to go anywhere. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to add on our next piece. This is just to kind of give it that metal look. You don't have to do this. You can actually go ahead and sand. You could use just put PVA glue down with a little bit of, mix with a little bit of water, and you could then hit it with some playground sand, the fine stuff, and even add in a few extra pieces. I know there's some other manufacturers out there that make, like, GF9 or GW have some stuff that is similar. You can add in rock or whatever. This one we're just going to add in one of our pieces, and this is just to look like pieces of iron or steel sitting out there, just to create a little bit of variance in it. Alright, so for these pieces, same thing again. This is just to cover up some of our, where the tabs sit at. They can only go in one spot to match up with the etching. And we're going to go ahead and do this. Quick bead of glue. I knock over my glue. Okay. So just like that, lining it up. This one here, same exact thing. It's going to actually overlap a little bit just to make it where it's all one gap, just like that. And there we go. Awesome. Okay. Now, so these are the pieces that sit here. These just act as a it kind of makes it a little more orky, plus it also helps strengthen up everything. So with this one, this is the left hand side. It does not have anything that tabs in, so it's going to just get glued, but it is still really strong once you add one of these in. And then we'll go ahead and glue along the back edge here. So we glued the bottom, the back edge, and then a little bit on the tab. So we're just really strengthening this up, giving it, make it real nice on that guy. Oop, got a little bit of glue on the side of it. Just make sure I don't get glue everywhere here. And then this one, exact same thing. It's only tabbed on one side, so it can only go one way. So it will set just like that, but inside of it. So we're going to go ahead and hit it with some glue here. Okay. Just like that. Okay, so that is everything on there. Like I said, you can pop out these windows if you wanted to, and the door, you don't have to have it in there. It's if you're playing other games that require it, you can use it. For most competitive 40K, they're like in the bottom floor to be closed off. So there is put together one of our new Ork Corner ruins. Thanks guys for watching, and happy wargaming.